Now we're going to create some CSS rules to position the panels. So in the sliding panels.css file, let's scroll down to the bottom. After the rule where we created the selected state for the spans, let's come down and let's create .sp space .panel underscore container. Beginning and ending bracket. Let's split these open. So what we're going to set inside of here is position. We're going to set this to relative as well. Let's hit a return. Border, colon, space. We're going to set all 4 sides. 1 pixel for the size. Solid for the style. 3 C's for gray. Let's hit a return. We're going to set background color. 3 F's for white. We're going to set overflow to hidden. That way when the panels are positioned outside of the container area, we get that sliding and clipping effect. Next, we're going to set the z-index. We're going to set this one to 100. Remember, we set the tabs container to 101. So even though the tabs container comes first in the code, it will show up on top of the panel container. Next, we're going to set the margin top to -1 pixel. This will set the panel container to be underneath of the tabs container by 1 pixel on the top. Next rule we're going to create, we're going to target the panel content. So sp space dot panel container space dot panel singular space dot panel underscore content. Put in our brackets. Inside the brackets, we're going to specify padding, space, 15 pixels. Now with these rules in place, let's come back to the browser. Let's hit reload. Now we can see we get a little bit of padding around each one of the individual panels. So that looks good. Let's come back to our CSS file. Let's hit a few returns, and now let's put in some rules to position the actual panels. So .sp space .panel underscore container space dot panels plural. Add in our brackets. In here we're going to set position to absolute and a top value of 0. Next line, sp dot panel underscore container space dot panel singular. Put in our brackets. We're going to also set the position to absolute for these as well. And then next we're going to set height to 400 pixels. We're going to set this height property here for some of the styling we're going to do later. If you don't want to have specific heights on these and you don't want to put some of the background styles in and you want to use the sort of generic style we looked at in the introduction video, you can omit this setting altogether. So now make sure your files are saved. Let's come back to the operating system. Let's reload these. So now when we load this in the browser, you'll notice that we can't see the panels at all. Since the panels are set to absolute position, the panel container doesn't have any idea how high they are, because with absolute positioning, it doesn't pay attention to the height of those overall items. So what we're going to be doing in the next couple of movies is setting up some JavaScript files to animate the panel container open so we can see the content.